AJ South,
freaking Rollins, and this is BrettO Live on YouTube.
What is going on, guys? BrettO Live back with another video, and today we have the Week in Review, episode 114. First, we're going to get into a terrible Monday Night Raw, and then we're going to jump into Smackdown. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And of course, if you've never heard of the Week in Review setup, this is where we set up in action figure form Raw and Smackdown of that certain week. This is episode 114. Can't believe it. And of course, we talk about it. I tell you what happened. Moving over here, we had the re-debut of Eva Marie, I guess, going up against Naomi. That's what it was advertised as. But then we saw a mystery person come out. According to the commentators, a mystery person that came out with Eva Marie. I know I've seen this chick somewhere. I believe, I didn't even search it up. I believe she's from NXT UK, and her name is like Piper something. But the commentators were acting like they've never seen her before. But I know she's been with the company. She's been in NXT UK. I'm almost positive. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong down in the comments down below. But she squashed Naomi in a one-on-one. And right when Naomi came out by herself, I'm like, oh my god, no Lana. That's right. Maybe this is a fresh start for Naomi. Maybe pick up a victory over Eva Marie in her big shining debut. But no, Naomi got wrecked. Not even by Eva Marie. And then they announced the winner, Eva Marie. I'm like, what? She didn't even beat her. That Piper chick did. Whatever. I thought it was crap. Keeping Eva Marie and getting rid of Strowman, Murphy, even Ruby Riott, and Aleister Black. I'm like, what? You're really going to give it to them to bring back Eva Marie? Whatever. Moving over here was a rematch between Jaxson Ryker and Elias, a rematch that I didn't really want to see. I just want them to get past this Elias Ryker crap. I don't really want to see a rivalry between them. I'm just super bored. They had another one-on-one match, and it was the exact same thing as last week. Elias, he felt like he was going to lose the match, so he just walked away and intentionally counted himself out. Thought it was stupid. You guys already know what I want them to do with Jaxson Ryker. Give him the army uniform and just have him do like tactical like plans before a match. He's like, okay, so I'm going to be Jaxson Ryker right now. Him before a match and an interview. Okay, I'm going to use this tactic that I used in War one time to win this match. Check out how I'm going to do it. Give him the army uniform. Dude, it would be so sick. Trust me. But no, they just want to keep him in the stupid Elias Ryker rivalry. I couldn't care less about it. Moving over here, we had a tag team match. The New Day versus Matt Riddle and Randy Orton, RK Bro. I was actually looking forward to this. New Day versus RK Bro, probably the best match of the night. Yeah, definitely. This is like the only good thing about Monday Night Raw is RK Bro. It's saving Monday Night Raw from getting a 0 out of 5 for me. But yeah, this was a really good match. I really enjoyed the ending as well. I think Xavier Woods went for the Into the Woods, or might have been the maneuver where he goes for like a somersault. But Randy Orton caught him in an RKO. It was sick. And then he pinned him 1, 2, 3. But we didn't get the pose at the end. We didn't get the RK Bro pose. I'm almost positive we're going to get the pose once they win the Raw Tag Team Championships. So that should be pretty cool. But obviously, they're keeping us thinking, when are we going to get that pose? But yeah, it was good to see RK Bro pick up the victory. After the match, a little later in the show, we saw Kofi Kingston backstage. MVP approached him once again. And I find this really interesting. MVP was basically just saying how he's not the same, New Day's holding him back, and then I loved this line from MVP, and I don't normally like what MVP does. He said, good luck in your match this Sunday at the Cell. Oh, wait, you don't have one. I'm like, oh, and then Kofi Kingston's facial expression changed a bit. He's like, man, I'm like, oh, that was good. Okay. So I'm interested to see if Kofi's going to turn on Woods, but that would be a mess for the tag team division because, like, I feel like the tag team division's super lacking. So to get rid of the New Day, I don't know how I'd feel about that, but I still thought that was pretty cool. Moving over here, if I remember right, this was the opening match. It was Charlotte versus Nikki Cross, and just a regular one-on-one match. No beat the clock challenge or nothing like that. Just regular one-on-one. We had Rhea Ripley on ringside on commentary. I believe she was on commentary. She might have just been sitting there. But besides the fact, Charlotte went on the outside, started beating up Nikki Cross, and then Nikki Cross got back in the ring before the 10 count because Charlotte was distracted, and Nikki Cross won technically. Another match where she won, like, okay, she kind of won, but like, yeah, she won by count out, so it's not really like yeah, she pinned Charlotte. No, she didn't. No. And then Charlotte beat her up after the match. And then Rhea Ripley beat up both of them, or just beat up Charlotte after the match. I thought it was crap. Utter crap. Moving over here, it was Asuka versus Rhea Ripley one-on-one later in the show. This match, I gotta admit, I gotta be honest with you guys, I fast forwarded it. I gotta be honest with you guys, I didn't want to watch it, but I did see the ending. We saw Rhea Ripley hit the Riptide, and then Charlotte rushed the ring and tried to attack Rhea Ripley, and then they had like that brawl where like a bunch of security and officials have to come out to try to break it up. It was a little overhyped. I didn't really feel the need for all the officials. I thought it was, like I said, just a little overhyped. Wasn't a big fan of that. Moving over here, believe it or not, it was Jeff Hardy versus John Morrison. This match kind of came out of nowhere for me. I wasn't really expecting this one. Very unexpected ending as well. John Morrison was able to beat Jeff Hardy. I'm like, what? I thought for sure they were going to give Jeff Hardy week-to-week wins against superstars, but no, he loses again. I'm like, why? What was the point of him losing to John Morrison, man? So he lost to him, Morrison leaves, and then Cedric comes out, starts talking trash. But this was pretty interesting. Cedric said, how about we have a retirement match? If I beat you, you have to retire. I'm like, what? And then Jeff Hardy's like, challenge accepted. We have a one-on-one. And then Jeff was able to pick up the victory. I'm like, what was the point of him losing to John Morrison? Why didn't they just get right into this? I didn't understand the loss to Morrison. I really did not. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see Jeff pick up another victory, even though he lost at the same time to whatever. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see Jeff get another victory, I guess. Moving over here, it was Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax in a one-on-one match. And yeah, this match was okay. Alexa Bliss was able to hit the Twisted Bliss to pick up the victory off the top rope over Nia Jax. Okay. And then after the match, Reginald got in the ring and she started tilting her head, and then Reginald followed her movements. I'm like, oh my god, this is just like you had to go in with something. Like Alexa Bliss was actually wrestling and not doing magical stuff, and then they went right back to the magical stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, come on. So lame. And then he snapped out of it, of course. But dude, I'm getting so tired of this Alexa Bliss stuff. But whatever. I didn't really like that. Moving over here, main event of the show is supposed to be Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles in a regular one-on-one match, which I was actually looking forward to. But of course, when I'm looking forward to a match, it always ends in a disqualification. Literally. Whenever I'm looking forward to a match on Raw or SmackDown, always ends in disqualification. Always. Oh my gosh. Bobby Lashley rushed the ring, caused a disqualification, then it turns into a 6-man tag team match. Eric Ivar, Andrew McIntyre versus AJ Styles and Omos and Bobby Lashley. It was an okay 6-man tag team match. Nothing special, nothing crazy. Interesting ending. I was not expecting this. Drew McIntyre hit the Claymore on Bobby Lashley and was able to pin him. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, what? Not used to Bobby Lashley getting pinned like that. I was like, whoa, that was a little crazy to see Bobby Lashley get pinned like that. But yeah, that just confirms that Drew is not winning at the Cell this Sunday. Predictions may already be up on the channel. They may still have to drop. But yeah, just check out the channel. Just confirm myself on that. But yeah, the ending, it was okay. I wasn't really the biggest fan of the main event. But yeah, guys, that was Monday Night Raw in a setup style, and I hate myself for doing this, but I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5. Only reason being is because literally I feel like nothing special happens on this show anymore. Literally nothing. Nothing that interests me at all, besides RK Bro, which is saving Monday Night Raw in my opinion. I feel like this stuff is literally saving Raw, and it's not even perfect. It's good. But yeah, guys, that was Monday Night Raw. Again, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Continuing the week in review here with SmackDown. This show had so much potential with the match card. They announced matches like freaking Angelo Dawkins versus Otis, which I was partially looking forward to. This tag team match, the Cell match in the main event. But I feel like they squandered a big opportunity for some really good matches that they could have done. That's just my opinion, but of course we are going to jump into the show. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Starting over here was a backstage interview with Cesaro, which got interrupted by Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins basically just walked in the frame. He's basically just like, I don't respect you. I don't respect this. And then Cesaro's like, I actually kind of respect you for jumping in here. I'll see you on Sunday. And then he pushed his chair over. I thought it was kind of pointless. But of course, get him on the TV screen before their match at the Cell. I understand why they would want to do that. It wasn't bad. Moving over here, it was Apollo Crews and the debut of Commander Aziz. Not Dabba-Kato, because Dabba-Kato did debut already in Raw Underground. But we're not going to mention that. The debut of Commander Aziz teaming with Apollo Crews, going up against the Big O and the Big E. Of course, Kevin Owens and Big E. This tag team match started off pretty decent. I'm like, oh, this is going to be pretty cool. I'm expecting Commander Aziz to probably pick up the victory for Apollo. But that's what I'm expecting. Like, you know, change it up a bit. Like, I don't know, just spice it up. But no, they just gave a Commander Aziz the victory with Sami Zayn on ringside distracting Kevin Owens. I was like, what? Just something so simple. They could have just make it a little more special, you know what I mean? Commander Aziz, yeah, he just hit the Nigerian nail and then 1, 2, 3. And then later that night, Kevin's like, hey, I want Sami Zayn in a match at the Cell. I think that match should be inside of the Cell. That's just my personal opinion. Because it's Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. That could be so good inside of the Cell. But anyways, this was just okay. I think it had a lot more potential, though. I think this could have been way better. Moving over here, talk about a match that deserved more time. I believe this is the fifth. The fifth time we are seeing this match, Shinsuke Nakamura versus King Corbin, or should I say the former King Corbin. Shinsuke Nakamura was able to beat him with the Kinshasa kick. And, excuse me, this match was really quick. I really thought they were going to give it more time. I feel like the way that they were doing this match, King Corbin and Shinsuke themselves, I feel like they were doing a really good job. I'm like, oh, I actually kind of want this match to go a little bit longer. But then, of course, right when I say that, Kinshasa kick from Shinsuke, he wins the match. But does that mean that King Corbin's no longer king? Or I actually kind of felt bad for him. I was really pulling for King Corbin. I think it would have made him look way more dominant and get him on like a dominant path again. But no, they gave it to Shinsuke, and Shinsuke is not going to go anywhere with this. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Literally nowhere. But yeah, that was just okay for the fifth freaking time. Moving over here, it was what was supposed to be Angelo Dawkins versus Otis, but that match didn't even happen. Otis and Chad Gable attacked Angelo Dawkins before the match. I gotta admit, the move that they pulled on Dawkins to basically put him out was this wicked, like, suplex into a clothesline maneuver. It literally looked amazing. Angelo Dawkins sold it pretty well. I thought that was really cool. But as far as, like, the concept goes, attacking him before the match and making Otis a super heel, it doesn't really work for me, to be honest. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Alpha Academy. But yeah, that was just okay for me. But again, the move that they did was sick. I gotta admit, that was sick. Moving over here, it was basically Bianca Belair coming out in a promo, calling out Bayley, supposed to be going face to face. But yeah, they went face to face, and then it just ended out in an all-out brawl. Bayley making sure to get the last laugh on Bianca Belair here on SmackDown, basically just concealing the deal that Bianca is going to win at the Cell this Sunday. Like, literally, I would bet literally my YouTube channel that Bianca wins this Sunday. Literally. That is for sure going to happen. As far as the promo goes, I thought it was pretty lame, very repetitive. Moving over here, it was the Cell match that got moved to SmackDown from the Cell. I wasn't really looking forward to it, this match, if it was going to happen at the Cell, Rey Mysterio versus Roman Reigns, but Rey Mysterio wanted it early, and he got granted that. So the match went on. I thought it was pretty good. Rey got the upper hand a decent amount in this match, but I'm like, ugh. I have a feeling Rey's going to get most of the upper hand, but then near the end, Reigns is going to dominate, and he did. He locked in a guillotine, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And then Rey just taps out randomly. I'm like, oh my God. What? That came out of nowhere. Like, talk about another match that had so much potential, and I feel like it started really good, but then they just fell downhill as the match kept going. Whatever. And then Jimmy came out and then showed a little respect to Roman Reigns. I thought they were gonna spice that up too, but they didn't. Jimmy just basically acknowledged him, I guess. But yeah, and then they just attacked Rey again after the match. I was like, what? They could have done something so different with that. What the crap? Whatever. It was alright in my opinion. This entire episode of SmackDown was honestly a disappointment for me. I think they could have done just stuff way better with the matches and the superstars that they had. But yes, that was SmackDown. In the end, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. I gotta admit, it's going to get a 2 out of 5 from me. Some pretty decent matchups, but just disappointing endings, and just nothing came out of it in my opinion. Really, like, honestly, nothing really came out of this show for me. 2 out of 5 for SmackDown. Let me know what you guys thought about the shows down in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. BrettO Live. Out.